Crypto, probably the main big reason why Donald Trump won the US presidential election. Do you know that who owns the most Bitcoin? What is their relationship? I'll tell you more in details today. Today is a big, big one. You really have to listen. Now, Donald Trump won his presidential election for 2024. All right, we all know that he won it big time. But the thing is this, do you know that probably the main reason is because he said this, crypto is a very interesting thing, very high level in a certain way. And of course, maybe it may pay off our $35 trillion debt. Do you know that he said this? Well, apparently, yes. So, in fact, I did some research on this and realized that he has been saying this during his election campaign. And of course, we all know that, right? During this period of time, crypto was still not performing. But the moment Donald Trump won this election, my goodness, we saw Bitcoin flying up from 65,000 to $103,000. So the question is this: what is happening and what's the relationship? Well, first of all, let's go back time. Do you remember that BlackRock Bitcoin ETF? Basically, so they were talking about the ETF and we're trying to get it approved and stuff like that. Yes, indeed. And we also know that basically, right, their ETF options soared on to $1.9 billion on the debut. And of course, BlackRock, basically Vanguard, are the main big purchaser of Trump media back in August 2024. So think about this. If the boys are all behind you, what do you think will happen very soon? And then why Joe Biden came in, he hate Bitcoin. Well, apparently he said this. All right, he says that you don't think that Bitcoin is something that should be approved. And he basically itself, right, he says in the registration that he vetoed a pivotal bill that will allow highly trusted financial institutions to custody this Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. So basically, Joe Biden was not for Bitcoin. So with BlackRock, obviously, involved in Bitcoin, Vanguard, one of the big purchasers of Donald Trump media. We're talking about so many things involved here itself. What do you think is actually happening? Will the big boys allow him to win? So that is something that you must understand. And to me, itself, that's called capitalization. All right. And the thing is this, if you actually look at this right now, Zhao Changpeng, he actually has 5,000 Bitcoin. El Salvador government has 6,153 Bitcoin. And Michael Slayer has 70,000. Of course, his company has more. But the thing is, this is China government who gains crypto has 190,000 Bitcoin. You can imagine that. And USA have 208,000 Bitcoin. And of course, the big one, BlackRock, have 449. Yes, 449,000 Bitcoin, and Binance has 643,000. So think about this, guys. With all these people having Bitcoin, do you think that they will want a government to approve on Bitcoin? Think about this for a moment, yeah? So because of that itself, right, we can see something very interesting between Bitcoin and the US dollar. And that probably be some reason why Donald Trump is saying seem to be true. Now you look at it. So basically, right, when Bitcoin goes up, you can see that, okay, when Bitcoin goes up, okay, the US dollar comes down. Can you see that? Okay, get an idea? So Bitcoin goes up, dollar comes off. You can see that? So if the dollar goes up, then Bitcoin comes off. Okay, so get an idea now, right? So all along has been like this. But then recently, people have realized that this is not going the same way. In fact, the US dollar and the Bitcoin is going up the same manner. So what it's trying to say is that seemingly people are really thinking that they're going to use the Bitcoin to find a way to boost up the dollar. And if the dollar is big boost up itself, right, that will basically put the position why Donald Trump wants the US dollar to become still the main currency. And of course, we know that MicroStrategy have been buying a lot of Bitcoin recently. And of course, the more you buy, the bigger the company gets and stuff like that. But the question is this, all right, can this continue? Is this a bubble? Is it going to be broken? So all this have to be watched. So the thing is this, we all know that Donald Trump now is hitting a very strong note on this particular area. He says that to the BRICS, the BRICS country, to be very careful what they're doing. They feel that, right, if anyone really wants to replace the money US dollar, they'll get 100% tariffs. So to me, it's right, it's a very strong trend, but is it possible? Well, first of all, I don't think so, because you must understand Russia is going to buckle on down on this, and Iran There's no way. They have enough resources to do not care about having the US dollar as our main currency. And of course, South Africa, they are really having lots of gold production there. And of course, they have gold. They're not afraid. In fact, if the dollar goes down, they will benefit even more, right? And of course, China and Brazil, they're definitely not care about the US dollar. And of course, Brazil, they basically has all the RMB being borrowed and loaned by the Chinese. So I don't think so they'll be bothered. So if all these things add together itself, right? Donald Trump can have what you want, but the market may not reciprocate. So the thing is this, feel on this ground itself, I feel that you need to watch out the fundamental, and you can see from now, the S&P, the earning yield is less than the 3-month treasury bill rate. Now, this is not a good sign because when we said this before, when this actually happened, the market gets into trouble. So it happened before in this period of time in 1969 to 1973. We all know that stock market came off after during a period of time. In 1979, 1981, 82, the stock market came off. And also back in 1998, the stock market came off in 1999. And so when we are right now, we're having a stock market all-time high. I think that this will hit very fast. I believe by this first quarter of 2025, we could see some real selling in the stock market. And that's the reason why I share my view to be very careful. Because now the S&P financials, industrial, materials are all at a very high level. You can see that these are all near the previous peak level. And when that actually happened, we all know that in the previous example, the market came off. So back in 2009 and 10, that was where the Lehman Brothers problem happened. And we also saw it again back in the period whereby the NASDAQ crisis. So all this tells us to be very, very careful. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side. And the thing is this right now, even though I'm still optimistic on the US stock market, I think by next year, first quarter, there will be some selling. So you need to be very careful because it seems like our Jerome Powell is seemingly really blowing a big balloon, and at times out, it may just prick and it may just explode. All right. So the thing is this, we must understand the current PE ratio right now. The S&P 500 forward PE ratio, we are now about the same level back in 1999 and something similar at 2021. So all this had led to some selling in the stock market the next 2-3 months. I kind of suspect that this may actually happen. So that is the reason why I'm saying that 46,000 for Dow Jones is the highest I can think it can go. I believe that it may come back down to about 49,000 in the short term. And of course, we can see that the forward financial P ratio is really at a similar high level. We need to be very careful, and we put it all together on a chart. There's some numbers to watch out for today. So let's take a look at the numbers, everyone. The numbers is clear. Is that now we can see that this was the time when the market peaked back in 2018, 2019, and then the market went down by 12%, okay, by 12% over here. And then it happened again, went down by 18%. So that's why I believe that the next run down, it could be down by at least 10 to 15% from where we are right now. And of course, you can see that every time when the market is about to peak, you can see the RSI will always stay on top for quite a while. And then about 6 months to 8 months, which is what we're seeing right now, okay, we should see they pull back. So we do have the potential to see the peak about 46,000. That's my view. That's here. And then the potential downside itself can be as much as 39,900. So guys, this is my forecast for this next 4 months, December to end of March 2025. And of course, if you think you share the same opinion, do leave me a comment in the comment box. All right. And now let's look at the 5% retracement chart. We can see right now the Dow seemingly has been some resistance at this 45,140. Last Friday, it came down to 44,644. I suspect that the gap here will be covered by this coming week. So that will give us somewhere about 44,360 range. I think that's a very good time to buy back your position for some of your shorts. But if the market do really break down and go lower, I think we should see about 43,600 level. Now, of course, the 5% level from the all-time high is at this current price of 42,883. I think that if the market really loses 43,600, we may already see that. But let's just go step by step. The first one is 44,360. The next one is 43,600. And the last one will be 42,883. All right. So these are the numbers I think that you need to watch. If the market do come down to these numbers and hang around there, it could be a temporary support. And then after that, the market may recover a little bit and go up again. So all this you need to watch, guys. So with that aside, right, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Kelvin signing off. Take care and bye-bye.